How's it going, everyone? Want to go over some more rumors of the impending PlayStation Showcase. Shaping up to be a pretty big event if you have a PlayStation 5. Definitely something you want to be on the lookout for. We have a bit of an update on Horizon Forbidden West and Guerrilla Games as a whole and where they're going in the future, and a major free open beta is scheduled for PlayStation 5 coming May 19th. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, rumor PlayStation Showcase 2023 is scheduled to air within the next few weeks. According to a tweet from Jeff Grubb, the current timing of PlayStation Showcase is the week of May 25th, and a follow-up tweet, Grubb said, I said week of May 25th because that's probably the latest that week it could happen, but it could happen earlier. I just don't want to say week of May 21st and then people get mad when it doesn't happen on a Sunday. Generally speaking, I believe these showcases happen on a Thursday, so it would track if it was around May 25th. I think, like, it is a formality at this point that this showcase is going to be happening either at the end of this month or the very beginning of next month. I think it would be a pretty good idea for Sony to get the jump on the Xbox showcase, just because I think timing would work out pretty well after, you know, you're coming off the abomination that was Redfall. Just timing-wise, optically, I think it would look really good. You're coming off the heels of a major acquisition from Microsoft, dropping a game that ended up being a complete, abomination, and then you're following that up with a event to get people excited about the PlayStation brand. I don't know if Sony and PlayStation, I don't know if they really care about those kinds of things. I know at the end of the day, the most important thing is to be focused on themselves. But everything going on, there definitely is some, definite feelings from Sony and PlayStation towards Microsoft with everything that's been going on with Activision as well. So if you want to do something that optically would look really good for you as a publisher, a showcase where you show games that, yes, you don't know for a fact if they're gonna be good, but at this point, the difference between Microsoft and PlayStation, Sony and, Microsoft, Xbox and PlayStation, is the fact that PlayStation, they have a lot of goodwill, which is completely evaporated from Microsoft as a whole when it comes to Xbox. Xbox doesn't have a lot of goodwill in the sense that they aren't putting out a lot of major AAA games that are being received really well. Sony, when they drop a AAA game, generally speaking, you can expect it to be pretty good. I see people bring up, oh, Forspoken wasn't that good. Forspoken, much like Final Fantasy 16, is not a Sony-published game. That is a Square Enix-published title that PlayStation and Sony signed an exclusivity deal for. If you look at God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, those games are generally really, really good. You can make the argument, hey, they're $70, but I think ultimately the people that bought those games would be like, all right, $70 well spent, and Redfall is priced at $70, and it just seems like people think that game isn't even worth the Game Pass subscription if that's the reason you're signing up for Game Pass. Game Pass is an incredible value, but like I said, it seems like PlayStation has just cultivated this really strong fervor and excitement surrounding their first party. But I do offer you this, while that goodwill is there, they do need to set a general roadmap of what's to come. We know Spider-Man 2 is going to be later this year. Let's get the date going, let's get the marketing push going, and I can't think of a better place to do that than at a big showcase event. Outside of that, you'll want to hopefully get another major game in that fall season, just because this year has been kind of light. If you didn't pick up VR2, really all you had was Burning Shores. That's not that big, and Final Fantasy 16, I see people mention that over and over again. Not a first-party published title. It's an exclusivity agreement. That's a little bit different in my opinion, and I don't count that as a Sony release title, even if it is a PlayStation 5 exclusive for the time being. What they need to do is Last of Us Factions, maybe another major single-player title, because that's what people really gravitate towards when it comes to PlayStation, and hopefully we get a roadmap of what's coming this fall and into early next year. I think that period of time, because also remember that this is the period of time where a lot of people are going to finally be able to get their hands on PlayStation 5s regularly, so you want a slew of compelling original titles to get people excited. True next-generation exclusive. Ragnarok was great, Forbidden West was great, they ran great on the PS5, but it's time for those true exclusives that are going to get people excited and not cross-gen releases. Speaking of cross-gen releases, a cross-gen release that did really well was Horizon Forbidden West. There is a post celebrating developer Guerrilla Games. The company did announce that Horizon Forbidden West has sold over 8.4 million units, and the Horizon franchise, which consists of Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, and Call of the Mountain, has cracked more than 32.7 million units. Remember that Zero Dawn did crack 20 million units lifetime sales, but also remember the fact Zero Dawn had a release on PlayStation and PC and has been out for a lengthy period period of time. And, you know, I can make the argument that Forbidden West was a game that people that only had a PS4 skipped out on just because they were waiting to ultimately get the PS5 version of the game. I know a few people that actually did that. So 8.4 million units, nothing to scoff at. That is a significant number, and Forbidden West will ultimately come to PC. It'll ultimately continue to get big sales numbers. Even though it's a part of PlayStation Plus Extra now, I still think it's going to generate sales just because it's one of those games that people pick up a PlayStation for, and, you know, now, a lot of people don't even know what Plus Extra is. From a casual standpoint, a lot of people honestly don't even know that Plus Extra is a subscription service. I had a buddy just pick up a PlayStation 5 and he picked up Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, not even knowing that Plus Extra existed. But nevertheless, I do think this game is going to crack 15 million units easy as the sales continue towards the latter portion of this career. The potential of a complete edition being released with Burning Shores included and a PC release, that seems to make all the sense in the world. I do think they're going to crack 15 million with that. Maybe not by the end of the year, sometime next year, though. I very much see that happening. It was also noted, last of all, I'd like to share that we are so excited that Aloy's adventures will continue. They do say adventures with an S, so I don't think that Aloy's story is going to be concluded with the next title. I know that reports were that Horizon was slated to be a trilogy when it was initially thought of, but you also have to understand that I don't think Sony was expecting Horizon to be as big of an IP as it was, and I foresee this being a franchise that will continue for the foreseeable future. Now, Uncharted was a major franchise, and Sony did put that on the back burner for now, but I think that is ultimately going to be a franchise that they are going to revisit at some point, and I think, you know, Horizon is going to become one of those pillar franchises for Sony, much like a God of War. I really believe it's going to be at that level. As much as selfishly I would like to see Guerrilla do a new Killzone game, I understand there's probably more general interest in more Horizon content, but I would love to see a Killzone 4, but that's just my opinion. It also does continue. Her latest mission takes her to the ruins of Los Angeles and Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, and we can't wait for you to find out where she'll go next. Excited to see where Horizon goes in the future. Wasn't a big fan of Forbidden West from a narrative standpoint, but I think, you know, ultimately we got to see how this third game rolls out. Forbidden West obviously kind of goes a little bit off the wall in the second half of the game, really for the entirety of the game. I wasn't a big fan of the story direction with that, and it seems like that is a little bit of a divisive opinion, but the majority of people I've talked to seem to lean with my line of thinking, but nevertheless, I still really enjoyed Forbidden West, and visually speaking, that game was technically incredible, and Burning Shores technically incredible as a PS5 exclusive expansion. Lastly, I do want to note Street Fighter 6 open beta test for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC is set for May 19th until the 21st. So you're going to have 8 characters featured, Battle Hub, and cross-platform play. This will be an open beta for everyone. May 19th, 12 a.m. Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern, to May 22nd, midnight Pacific time, and 3 a.m. Eastern. That'll be, again, on all major platforms, PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, and it will feature cross-platform play. You'll have character creation, ranked matches, casual matches, Battle Hub matches, open tournaments, training mode, Hub Good Shop, extreme battles, game center, challenges, DJ booth, and photo spot. 8 playable characters, a plethora of playable stages, avatar creation, and again, cross-platform play, control types of modern and classic, commentary, CFN, online match fight, request function, battle tutorials, battle settings, and photo mode. All of that will be available ahead of the game's official launch on June the 2nd. June's gonna be packed, man. You got Street Fighter 6 kicking off the month. You got Diablo 4 a little bit after that. You got Final Fantasy 16 towards the end of the month. June is looking pretty stacked. I know May's a little bit of a quiet month, but man, June is ramping that up quite a bit, which I'm excited for. Gonna be a pretty exciting summer, all things considered, because you got those titles in June. You got Immortals of Aveum in July. Definitely forgetting a couple titles as far as July games go, but Armored Core 6 in August? Like, man, this is looking like a pretty nice summer, where the summer is usually generally pretty quiet. I know Street Fighter 6 and Diablo are end of spring, but those are 2 games that are going to have a lot of updates, and you're definitely going to be playing them into the summer. Final Fantasy 16 kicking off the summer in a big way. A lot of exciting games coming in the coming weeks and months. But that is going to do it for me. Again, more rumors of the PlayStation Showcase expected at the end of this month or beginning of next, and I do hope they get a high-quality show out the gate with that. Horizon Forbidden West tops 8.4 million units sold. That's a super successful number there. Will be interesting to see how that number continues to escalate as more people get PS5s, if the complete edition is released, if they do a PC launch. I think a lot of potential there. And Street Fighter 6 is getting an open beta come May 19th. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.